everyone, welcome back to What If Tech. Today I'm going to be making a video discussing what bottlenecking is and how to prevent it in your computer. Now, what is bottlenecking? Well, to put it simply, bottlenecking is when one computer part is stronger or weaker than another part, causing the stronger one to have to get weaker to account for the weaker one's slower speed. And oftentimes that can make one of your parts that are supposed to be fast a lot slower than they're supposed to be, which can be a bit upsetting if you just bought, say, a new graphics card and it isn't running as fast as it is projected to run when you bought it. Now, how can you fix this? The easiest way to fix a problem of bottlenecking is to figure out what exactly is causing the bottleneck. Now, oftentimes, if your GPU is running slow, that is because of a CPU bottleneck. That means that your CPU cannot process the data that the graphics card is sending it fast enough, so it slows down. If your CPU is slowing down, you probably need to get a new power supply because the power supply can't supply enough power for the CPU. If you end up with a RAM bottleneck, oftentimes that means that you're going to have crashes in games if the memory needed to run the game is more than the memory that you have. So, if you want to prevent it, oftentimes you need to either upgrade your CPU, or if your CPU can overclock, do that, but make sure not to overclock it, if you know what I mean, because you could end up damaging your parts, and it's better to have a slow CPU than a burnt CPU. If you do think that your RAM is running slower than it's supposed to, there's always a chance that your motherboard has set it to the wrong frequency, so you can check that out. I have a full tutorial in the video over here. It also discusses how to install RAM into your computer. If your CPU is running slow, then you might need to clean out your fans. And also, you can check to see if your CPU is running too hot or drawing too much power by opening up Task Manager and running a game. Or you could do a CPU tester, which can be downloaded online. If your temperature goes too high, you might need to either clean off your fans or get a new fan that would be able to account for more power of the CPU. But if the power drainage is extremely high, you might need a new power supply to account for that. So anyways, I hope that I answered all the questions that you need about bottlenecking. And keep in mind, this is a small comprehensive guide. I'm not going to go into complete depth on this, but this answers most of the commonly asked questions. If you have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be answering as many as I can. Right now, I don't have enough comments to not be able to answer them all. So as of right now, I'll answer them all. If you want to hear more about technology and how to set up your computer, I have a few videos about that. There's a video here discussing whether you should get a hard drive or a solid state drive, and I also have a video about how to install RAM and how to set it to the right frequency. I mentioned that earlier in the video. And as always, thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe if you want to. Goodbye.